Um. uh, if you are in a relationship or a marriage and you feel like your efforts and the work you are putting in is not appreciated enough, if you feel disgruntled, dissatisfied, or unappreciated, we just might have the solution for you in this video. Today, I have the delectable, the lovely, the outstanding, my Odogu.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, production.
Okay, so with life in general, nobody really rewards efforts. Most people reward results. So let me give you a small scenario. If, for example, you are to turn in something tomorrow morning and the brief just came in this evening, and you spend the entire night trying to implement that brief that was given to you, if by tomorrow morning you are not done and it's not satisfactorily done, nobody is going to look at the fact that nobody's going to reward the fact that you spent the entire night trying to do that job. You will be rewarded only for the results. So if the results come out as expected, you will be rewarded appropriately. If not, nothing for you. And this applies to almost every area of life. People don't reward efforts. People only reward results. With relationships, that mentality cannot hold true, because what will happen is that we're going to be having people who feel unappreciated, who feel like they're putting in effort and nobody is really appreciating, nobody is noticing. It's quite discouraging, to be very honest. And one of the things that we have done to mitigate that is to ask ourselves very frequently, how married are you? We got this idea from a podcast that I listened to, or that I started listening to when I just got married. If you haven't seen my podcast video as at this time, please click on the card above to watch this video, or after watching this you go and watch that. So I still listen to How Married Are You? And I realized that at the end of the video or at the end of their podcast, they'll typically ask, how married are you? And it gives them an opportunity to tell each other the efforts that they have both made to, make the relationship better. It gives you like an opportunity to read your own report card. So, like typically people, the way it works is that I say, oh, I appreciate what you have done. But with how married are you? I'm giving you the opportunity to appreciate me for the effort that I have put in.
Yeah.
So as opposed to waiting for my husband, for example, to see and notice the effort I'm putting in, what this gives me the opportunity to do is to let him know that this is what I did, though.
That you probably did not see.
Yes, that you probably did not see. Okay, at the end of the day, what are we looking for? Recognition, appreciation.
Exactly.
Yes, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for.
Because sometimes, right, just to piggyback on that, right, many times in marriages and relationships, what causes problems is expectations that are not met, right? And sometimes these expectations, your partner is not even aware that you have this expectation of them. And so how can you even meet something that you're not even aware of, right? So what How Married Are You actually does, it brings that expectation to the fore and say, okay, directly or indirectly, I am expecting this from you now. And as we explain it further, you get it.
Yeah. So if I do something, for example, I expect a thank you, or oh my darling, you did this, thank you for the effort. But if I don't get it, what then leads to is a form of dissatisfaction, a feeling of unappreciation. So as opposed to being reactive, expecting appreciation, not getting it, and then getting angry that I did not get that appreciation.
Exactly.
I give you an opportunity by letting you know that, baby, this is what I did. And I'm like, oh my God, you did that. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. So yeah. And I remember one of my birthdays. Our birthdays are very so I remember one of my birthdays, I'd written out a list of things that I wanted for my birthday and I'd shared with Francis. Apparently he placed an order for it, but there was a mix-up somewhere. On my birthday, I was getting gifts from left, right, center. I didn't get gift from my own bobo. We're not getting married. That was the year we got married. I'm not getting a gift from my own, and I was wondering, what is going on? He didn't didn't even call me on time, and I was so stressed. I was worried. I was angry. I didn't know that he was fighting a whole war. He was fighting a whole war with vendors, dispatch people, this, that, and he didn't tell me. I think a few days after, and he didn't tell me. So me, I was unhappy. I was disgruntled, and if you know me, I would express myself. I would express myself. And then a few days after, I got a delivery, and he told me this is the reason why you didn't get this. I felt really bad because I would have, truth is, I would have been, if I was equipped with more information, I would have acted better, knowing fully well that there has been effort, like effort has gone into ensuring that I had a good day, but life happened. So, yeah. Do you have any personal experience?
How married am I? Is that the question you're
Like,
asking
are
me now?
you? Do you have any experience as of when
Of course.
like you were dissatisfied because I did not communicate that put effort into something or this?
I can't think of any.
I'm
I can't.
perfect. I'm an angel.
Yes, yeah, an angel.
I know.
Yeah, an angel. I mean, none is coming to my head in the immediate, but for the how married are you question?
No, you don't answer that one. But for men, so I noticed that. This is my personal. This is my own notice. I noticed that sometimes men do so much. They do a lot, and their wives have no inkling of what is going on in the man's life and the kind of effort he's putting in to ensure that things work out for them. And he is secretly resentful because he feels like he's putting in so much effort and this woman is not appreciating him as much as he thinks that he deserves to be appreciated. For men, how would you I don't know how to ask this question, but how would you suggest that they learn to speak up better? Because sometimes also they feel like, well, this is what a man would do, but deep down they want appreciation. What can men do better?
So I think men can learn better to educate their partners. Who wants to kiss me? I know that. Can you see? We come through the back door. Come, stop going through the corners. Okay, let's focus. So I think men need to learn to educate their wives about the things that they do that they are expected to do as men, but that are sacrifices on their own part, right? So let me give an example. Sometime last year, right? I think there was a particular appliance in the house that we did not have. And I got this cash, and I had already planned what I wanted to do with this cash. So I had already planned that, okay, I wanted to do this with this cash. But when that money came, I thought about it, that if I do this need still exists, and I know how frustrated the absence of this need makes my wife feel. Do you understand? I know how frustrated it makes her feel. She's not frustrated towards me. Do you understand? Frustration is not towards me. It just, her life would be easier, right, if she had this. I don't mind. And that's the thing. I don't mind because it's like saying, so how do I put it now? I don't mind because maybe I don't. It's like, for example, as a man, a woman may not mind if there is no 72 inches television in the house. She may not mind. She may be watching her phone or watching a tab and she's fine. But as a man, you want a 72-inch big flat screen television so you can watch football and you're excited about it. It makes meaning to you, it doesn't to her. So I had to sacrifice that need I wanted to meet to get this item. And
even without me asking.
Even without her asking. And it was later on she was like, I'm so glad that we have this. That for me was fulfillment. If you could maybe in the moment or maybe later, so babe, I actually had a need I had planned to solve.
Yes.
Right? But I just thought that it would be best for you to have this right now, or we solve this first. And men do that a lot of times, right? A lot.
Men make sacrifices.
Yes, make sacrifices that they are probably not communicating,
Yes.
right? A lot of times, a lot of times. But the honest truth is, your wife will not know if you don't share. And if you don't share, you will continue to internalize and suppress,
Yeah.
and then it begins to create problems.
Yeah, and one day you just
explode.
So imagine like a man who is going to, so these days we have couples working, but there are scenarios where the wife just had a baby, or she decided to stay at home and take care of the children for some years, and the man is the one doing all the work. There are scenarios where work is becoming really difficult, and you are not communicating it. And tomorrow, maybe somebody just says something out of the blues, and you explode out of nowhere. And like, do you know that left for me, if I was single, I would have left this job by now. But because I want to ensure that there is something on the table at all times. I'm enduring this was going on, this was going on, this was going on. Whereas, if you had spoken up earlier, she might even have been able to help you, support you, appreciate
Absolutely.
you the way you deserve,
Absolutely.
and pray for you.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
as much as possible, I mean, even as women, sometimes on the domestic front, sometimes it might look like sometimes it appears like I'm the one doing everything. There are times and seasons in a marriage or in a relationship where one person believes that it looks like I'm the one doing everything in this relationship. I'm the one doing this, I'm the one doing this, I'm the one doing this, I'm the one doing that. Whereas it's not always true. Your partner is most likely doing stuff that you are not seeing, but you're not able to appreciate it because you cannot see it. And the only way to see it is for them to bring it to you and let you know. So, I mean, I think our charge at the end of the day to couples is create an atmosphere where both of you are comfortable talking about the efforts that you are bringing into the marriage.
Absolutely.
For us, it's not formal. It's just once in a while, out of the blues, like multiple times a week, we just say, "How married are you?" And then sometimes you are asked, "How married are you?" and truly you can't think of anything to say. That is also it's sort of like a relationship thermometer to gauge. Oh, so it means that I haven't really been doing so much. What's taking my time? Is it work?
Out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
That's the emphasis. You've not been doing so much out of your comfort zone. Because when we answer that question, you understand what I just said.
Yes. Please, like we said, create an atmosphere where it's comfortable for the both of you to talk about your efforts, talk about what you've done, the sacrifices that you are making, so that you can be appreciated the way you deserve. Stop forming too much maturity. Yes, stop forming too much. Like sometimes I feel like people are.
I think marriage, my honest opinion, and I mean, feel free to disagree. Marriage is not for too matured people. Right? Marriage is not for too matured people. And I learned this very early from a man called Alan Bolton. And he said that it's important for the two partners to take turns to be teachers and students.
Yes.
Which means that you must take turns to learn from your partner and teach your partner.
Yes.
So if you're too matured in marriage, it will be very rigid and very boring. I don't know how people do it. Quite frankly, I really don't know. It's for two people that are constantly learning.
Yes.
Really.
So yeah, you know how you feel when your partner says, "Oh, thank you for this," and you too as a person, learn to appreciate your partner.
Open your mouth and say thank you.
Open your mouth and say thank you. You don't just say because he cleaned the house, and it's not of us that are living in the house, and you're not a woman who will cook before. No, say thank you for the little things. Appreciate your partner for even the things that they are supposed to do that they did. It helps your relationship to be stronger. It helps your partner to know that you appreciate them.
It deepens the root of your relationship and commitment to each other.
Yes, it does.
It does.
These little, seemingly very little things have great effect on the overall outcome of a marriage. Do you think we did justice to this topic?
Yes, I think we did.
Okay. By the way, I'll link the How Married Are You podcast in the description. So feel free to check them out. They have several episodes. You can watch them on YouTube or listen to them on Apple or Spotify.
Very beautiful podcast.
Very beautiful podcast.
Very beautiful.
I've been listening to them since I got married, and they have evolved over time. But the major lesson from that podcast for me or for us is to intermittently, once in a while, ask ourselves, baby, how married are you?
How married are you?
How married I am I? Maybe I don't know.
You know.
Do I?
Yes, now.
What did I do?
Yesterday.
I cooked. I'm so married that I insisted that my husband buy a drink in church. Even though he didn't want to buy it. I knew he was going to like that. I knew he would like it. But he was saying, let's go, let's go. I insisted. And at the end of the day, he was happy he got it. Yeah. For now, that's how married I am.
Okay,
How married are you?
How married am I?
Yes.
I think it was last week, Wednesday. I was driving home from the office.
Yeah.
What did you talk about?
I don't know. But continue. I think I have an idea.
Tell me first, I'll tell you if it's true.
Is the food?
Okay, there are two things in one.
Okay, go ahead.
There are two things in one. So, how married am I? Yes, she's correct actually. I was driving home on Wednesday. She called me. My wife called me and she was like, when I heard her voice on the phone, I said, her work has pressed her neck. Like, right? And I knew that. So there's something she always does. When she calls me, like, oh, what are you going to eat? I know that question is, let me know what my evening is going to look like. So I just told her, don't worry. I'm going to buy food on my way home.
Yeah.
Right? The other part was, I knew she was going to go to the office the next day. And I looked at the fuel gauge in the car. And I saw that the fuel tank was very low. If I drove the car home that way, she will be forced to queue in the filling station tomorrow to buy fuel. And I know that the traffic around her side is very, very high. So what I did was I had to stop over at the filling station, get fuel, right? Spend some time in traffic, stop at the food place, bought food, and then came home, just because I don't want her to spend that traffic time the next day when she's going to work.
Yeah, that's how married you are. And that's how married you are. Yeah, so thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Turn on your post notification, and leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think this is something that can work for you? Yes. Do you think it's just ridiculous and might not work?
And if you have any questions to ask us, please drop it in the comment.
This has really worked for us. See, now I can go and love on my husband and say, oh my God, thank you, my darling. Thank you so much for being, because I didn't even know about the fail part. You see, I didn't know about the fail part. On Thursday, I just carried it, and I don't.
And that's the interesting part. She doesn't look at the fuel gauge.
I don't look at the fuel gauge.
You see that dashboard thing? It doesn't concern.
I just get in the car.
So
drive
again,
I'm going to
that's exactly, and that is the reason why I am always very. I don't want to use the word paranoid. I'm always very finicky about putting the car in good shape.
Yes.
Because I don't want a situation where she will call me on the road and say, baby, because she has done it a couple of times.
Yes.
And I was just so uncomfortable. And yes. I was just, let me tell you guys one interesting story. Last year, she went for one of our favorite podcasts, right? And then after the podcast, she came out, put the car in the ignition, and the key broke. Bruh, I had to go from mainland.
He's so married that
I had to go from the mainland to the island that night
with the spare
key to the car
to bring me home.
To bring her home, because she was like, "No, don't worry, don't come." I said, "What are you saying?" Yeah. I came all the way.
Is married, though. Very married.
I'm very married. For
my own, I'm so married. It does not It does not have weight.
How married are you? I have list.
Tell me now. Tell me for my own. Let me say something. I look like a good wife. I can't just remember.
No, so how married is my wife? My wife is so married that right now, when my wife loves food.
Yes.
But the meal prep process of cooking. Nah. My wife is so married now that when she cooks, after cooking, I don't feel the frustration. I don't feel the frustration.
Yeah,
that is how married we are.
Yes. We because used to literally fight.
Yes,
almost every time.
She finished cooking, she would just be angry.
Just frustrated. Oh my God, don't pepper me.
Do you understand? So now that's how another thing is. 2 days ago, she was visibly tired. She was visibly tired. I knew that she was tired. But she was just in the kitchen cooking happily, and I'm like,
I had to make myself happy. I was dancing.
She was cooking. She was happy. That's how married
That's how married I am.
she is.
Thank you for seeing the little efforts and noticing them.
Another one of how
There
married
is
she
more.
is. I know, like plenty. I have dossiers of how married they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my wife, and I think another thing we should also learn as partners is that when your partner shows some level of progress, don't miss it. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't miss it, because it also tells them that you are paying attention and you are going along with them on their journey. So my wife had an important day in the office a couple of days back, right? Because she had an important demo presentation in the office. And typically what will happen is around the time of the demo or just after the demo, I will call.
Yeah.
Or if it's vice versa, we exchange
Yeah.
calls. So that morning, before leaving the house, I prayed for her, we prayed, and then she went to work. And I did not call her out today. And she came home. I knew I had matched line.
Yes.
I knew I had matched line. Do you know how married my wife was? My wife did not. She was just happy.
I've grown in this marriage.
Do you know the thing she told me? She said, you did not check on your wife. I said, I'm sorry. How was it? So that's how married she is.
Yeah. I'm so married that
She doesn't pick a fight.
Yes, I figured that your day must have been terribly hectic for you not to have called me.
Exactly.
And
That's how married we
are.